smoke from my angle. Looks like it's cooking.
Another hot summer day.
It's fire season. It's time to be ready.
All right, copy. I'm not familiar with that, but I'll just send them up in truck.
And the sight on approach to Left Hand Canyon looks all too familiar.
Got any idea how big or anything yet?
Fire officials call this the Maxwell Fire.
You'll be heading your way in about 2.
A name that means very little to residents.
We have some horses up mile marker 14. I copy that.
Especially to those like the Days who lived through fires by other names before.
We went through it last year. Yeah, it's tough.
And yet we were just seeing how close the fire was to them.
It's hard to believe that just 300 acres could produce so much smoke that people who live in the area study.
I see the dark smoke, and that to me tells me some kind of structure is going on.
Overhead, air platforms offer their support.
Confirm air attack.
While on the ground, teams called Hotshots gear up.
Crew 2, mobilize. Let's get out of here. Off you go.
It's their job to put themselves on the fire line.
We'll just take a strike team, grab fire at the edge.
Those who love the canyon know fire is part of it.
This is a typical Colorado picnic. You know, you come up and forest fires.
It's the part no one can control.
Division Alpha training operations, Red 3.
Even the best men and women on the front lines.
We're working uphill, is that correct?
It's pretty scary. Then you see these guys that actually go up into it.
Good copy. They're starting in where my flagging is working uphill.
Very impressive.
Affirm, crew 1, figures.
It was just an instantaneous flash bang.
And you just heard this tremendous clap of thunder that shook the house. And we were all like, oh wow, that was a little too close.
It was incredibly loud. I said that had to be right across the street. About 10 minutes later, all the fire trucks showed up.
They came to Steve Hunter's house on South Niagara Way. He'd been watching the storm move through his Cook Park neighborhood from his dining room.
We had a lot of close lightning strikes, and one so close that I jumped right off the floor. And that's the one that evidently hit the ceiling above the kitchen.
He didn't realize his home had been struck at first.
Then I took the car out of the garage, lowered the ladder, went up in the attic, and the attic was full of smoke.
Firefighters carved a hole in Hunter's roof to put out the fire. His brand new roof.
About 3 months ago. Really good roof.
Residents here say it's been a crazy few weeks in Denver.
This is like Denver how I remember it growing up, just wild thunderstorms every afternoon. Sky goes from being blue to just solid black within minutes.
It's been nice though, we need the rain, just not the lightning.
Hunter would agree with that.
351, got you up.
Did we mention his house was on the market?
Oh, it's just one more obstacle to being able to sell our house. I mean, just like, now what do you do? I mean, the heavens were spoken.
They certainly did today.
It was loud. It was crazy thunder and crazy lightning.
The protesters swarmed onto Broadway,
And in the streets we're running free.
occupying the vital downtown artery.
We're on a road, man, so that way they can't get through. We're making our stand.
The road was blocked, so police took action to clear the crowd. The standoff moved into Civic Center Park and turned into taunts toward the police.
Police state looks like.
As the sun went down, the crowd headed north, attempting to shut down the intersection of Broadway and Colfax.
There are police here in full riot gear. I have no weapons.
The crowd grew throughout the evening.
That we are showing that we do not let people walk all over us for the rest of our lives.
But not everyone here supported the action.
You know, I pay tax dollars, and it's going towards the overtime of the police. It's going towards the occupation of this entire area.
Just a short time ago, police moved to dismantle a tent set up at Civic Center Park, used for food. The demonstrators called it their kitchen.
We're looking at the relatively small number of individuals that had to be arrested. Again, it's still fluid. We believe the vast majority of those Occupy Denver folks were compliant and moved on. I think it went very well.
These chants of independence, years in the making.
We have got a new country, we have got freedom.
There is a new flag and a newfound joy.
Happy independence to Southern Sudan.
Many of the people here escaped the civil war that brought their country such deep pain. Savaging Sudan for years.
It took some of us 1 month, took some of us 3 months, walking on the barefoot.
Abraham Johns wandered across Africa as one of the fabled lost boys of Sudan.
This day means a lot to everyone born in Sudan, born outside of Sudan. This is a special day.
2 million Sudanese lost their lives to make this celebration possible.
A lot of people have died because of this.
That tremendous sacrifice will never be lost on the fortunate here.
We've been waiting for more than 55 years for this day.
And today is a joyful day. I'm going to dance all night long.
So every single keystroke is captured.
Every keystroke, along with everything else you do on your smartphone.
I go on Facebook and check my bank and do all those things. Hello?
Now, someone might be watching.
Differentiation between something that sits on a desktop and something that wanders around in your hip pocket is zero.
Dr. Steve Beatty runs security for these computers, some of the most powerful in the world. He says attacks on smartphones is the new frontier for hackers, now up at least 400%, especially on droids.
Everything that's been typed on this particular machine, I now have access to.
He shows us the holy grail for smartphone hackers.
This is our password.
They're called keyboard loggers in kits easily available online.
Captures every single thing you type in.
They can attack every operating system, including Macs, and watch what the victim is doing.
Even the deletes and the spaces. And
passwords and account numbers and everything else you do.
Then all bets are off.
You can protect yourself by downloading the latest anti-malware, anti-spyware available, and never download from sources you're not sure about.
Everything that you would do on your home computer, you essentially should be doing on your handheld device. If I'm hacked so that there's a keyboard logger.
Yeah, I'm not using my phone no more.
And then nobody's safe.
Dave Young, KWGN Channel 2.
This is our son.
This is my sister.
This is my daughter. He was our only child.
Every year they gather.
This was something that our family never thought would ever touch us.
Even though it's tough to take.
It's not an event that I want to come to. I don't think any of us want to be here.
Monday is the National Day of Remembrance.
One day here of remembrance, but we remember every day, every single day.
Old wounds uncovered.
I think it gives me peace to know that there's others who know how I feel.
Obituaries being retold.
She was killed July 3rd. She was murdered March 13th.
Murdered on Christmas Day.
Even Denver's mayor is not immune.
The utter shock.
His own sister, he says, a victim of domestic violence.
How senseless one can be to take a mother of 2 children away from her children and away from a village of people who absolutely loved her.
While some cases have gone cold,
my sister would have never given up on me, and I will never give up on her.
Others have some resolution.
He's serving a lifetime sentence.
Some days you can't even...
And while anger lingers for many,
function. I mean, that's all you think about all day.
It fuels the quest for justice.
Our other son went to law school, and today is his first day as an assistant state attorney in Florida. He's a prosecutor.
Because of what happened?
Just because
to
of his
brother.
If only we could turn back time.
It never gets easier.